Welcome back. We are starting off with Joe and I. Joe, glad to have you back.
Yes.
We've got Will Dog joining us in just a couple of minutes here. Garrett is not going to be on the show this evening, but we'll have him back next week, of course, for the Masters. That should be a great show. And we want to dive right into the Dell Match play from Austin, Texas. What a fun tournament. And I got to give credit to my guy, Scotty Scheffler.
That was nice. Scotty Scheffler, man. We all knew from his look of being a super nice guy, but when his dad said that to him, hugged him and said, "You're a better person," it just validated, the big teddy bear that he looks like.
He does look like a big teddy bear, and that just tore at the heartstrings.
Yes.
You like him even more after that. And what a stretch he's been on. I think it was 70 starts with no wins, and all of a sudden he's won 3 times in his last 5.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Something happened, and I'll tell you what it was. There was a gear change and maybe a mentality change. He's now using the P7 TW irons, full tailor-made bag besides a couple of clubs. I think his wedges might be different, but the irons and driver.
Oh, wow.
Now with the tailor-made setup and the Tiger Woods irons. Obviously, we have a little bit to get at with Tiger as a topic later in this show, but Scotty Scheffler, I mean, the Waste Management, the Bay Hill, Arnold Palmer, and now the Dell Match play. 3 of my favorite tournaments personally.
Yeah.
What a run. This is incredible.
World number 1 too. I mean, I think he wanted world number 1 more than he wanted, that World Golf Championship.
Well, he got both.
He got both. Yeah, he double dipped on that one.
And he's a Texas Longhorn, so the home crowd in Austin. I believe he lives up near you in Dallas now, so total
Is
Texas.
That right? He lives up here?
Yeah, I think so. He posted from a burger joint called Burger House near Addison, down there. Yeah, so I think he is down there in Dallas.
I'll be going to that every single day now.
It looks pretty good. A nice fire burger joint. Welcome to the show, Mr. Will Dog.
Yeah.
We got the 3 of us now. We were just talking a little bit about Scotty Scheffler and your namesake taking over that number 1 world ranking.
Absolutely, G. I mean, I knew he was a baller ever since I watched him at the NCAA championships at Eugene Country Club in 2015. Just going up against Rahm and Wise and Bo Hostler and Sam Burns and just going toe-to-toe with them. Absolute competitor. He destroyed Wise in the singles matches. Destroyed.
Wow.
And
he's sort of a match play legend then.
Dude, like home crowd in Eugene at Eugene Country Club, Wise's course, like they practice there, everything. And he was dominating them, and the home crowd was just rooting for Wise. And then Wise would drill a putt, and Scheffler would drill one on top of him, and he would just like shush the crowd. Like he just has that attitude, like that flair.
That is some swagger.
So cool.
And what a field up there for the 2015 National Championship Tournament at Eugene Country Club. Jeez, I didn't even realize all those names were there. I remember Aaron Wise coming out of there was a big name to look for on the PGA Tour. And he's had some good starts. I think maybe not as much in the last couple of years, but right away on tour, he was hot. He came out firing.
Rookie of the year. And he's got a win. So he slowed down his schedule a little bit, but definitely having a rough year. He's gone to the long putter, kind of Adam Scott style. So trying out a few different things. It's usually not a good sign. When
he's a little lost.
When people resort to that, it's not a great sign, but we'll see if he can bounce back.
One note from the match play tournament was in the final match against Kisner when Scheffler duffed a chip and it fell into the bunker, and then he chips in to save the hole. I mean, come on. That's unbelievable.
Wild.
Yeah. With the boat behind, like there was all the controversy that the boat was it was pretty much like touching the green, like moving straight into the sideline. It was kind of messed up. And then like the guy on the foil comes like straight like Mark Zuckerberg style. It was kind of interesting.
You always get some fun shots around a match play event. I mean, people are getting creative and doing things they wouldn't normally do in a stroke play 72 hole event. So that was always fun to see. I'm a big Spieth fan. Seeing him pull his tee shot way left in the match against Rose.
What a terrible swing that was.
And yeah, he ended up on the 12th tee box behind the hole and chipped down and got up and down from way out of bounds, pretty much. I mean, it would have been out of bounds if we didn't get a good lucky kick. But yeah, you just see a bunch of things that you don't see normally, and that's always fun. I'm an advocate for having more match play events for the pros. I just think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah,
love it.
I think it's tough for TV. You know, there's a lot of matches going on. It's hard to follow all of them, really dive into all of them as like a TV broadcast, you know. And then once you get to the end, there's only the main match, and then the consolation match isn't that exciting. So it's kind of like the match where you have the celebrities where there's a lot of downtime and they don't really have much to talk about in between shots. So I think it's a little tough for TV to broadcast it, but man, is match play fun to watch. Just like giving putts and just like
what's
people
given and
down.
what's not.
Yeah, just like that stuff is so interesting. And just even something like where Thomas Peters didn't get a drop from that sprinkler head, but Bryson did, because each match is treated differently. So like it's just kind of interesting from that aspect. It creates some cool storylines.
The mentality of it where, you know, early on you might give them a couple of 2-3 footers, but later on you're not going to give it to them, and they haven't putted those all day. So then all of a sudden, you know, you're not ready for those knee knockers, and it makes a difference in match play for sure.
Yeah, it just seems like some golfers have different attitudes to it too. Like it's obviously well documented. Kisner loves that format, but the course really brings it out too. That is a tough course. Like for us amateur golfers, like it would be hard to keep it on most of those fairways, and the par threes are small and there's a lot of hazards and fall offs. So it's cool to see pros just absolutely tear something up like that.
Yeah, I'd like to see what they, you know, shot though. You know, if it was a 5 under around course, or you don't really get to see it. But
yeah, I saw like Thomas Peters just had an absurd amount of birdies, like an absurd amount, and he didn't even make it through his group.
Yeah, you hear stories about, you know, this guy had 7 birdies in 12 holes or something like that. But
yeah, I mean, Kiz, right? I mean, Kiz on JT win like 5 birdies and an eagle in his first 7 or something.
Something.
Yeah,
crazy.
JT was like 3 under through 9 and still down like 2 or 3 holes.
And then, I mean, we saw DJ versus Scheffler in the semifinal match. He was down 5 with 6 to play and ended up winning 5 straight before Scheffler closed him out on 18. And then Kisner versus, was it JT or who? He was down 3 with 4 to play and came back and won 4 straight. It was Adam Scott match.
Yeah.
So anything can happen out there. You know, you think a guy's got it made and he's going to win, you know, 5 and 4, but ends up going down to the 18th hole. It's a lot of fun. I really do love match play. We know Garrett loves it. He's all about it. Wish he was on the show tonight to talk a little bit more about it, but we'll get his perspective at a later date. I know, Will Doug, we only have you for a little bit, and I was going to bring this up later, but I have to come at it right now. Tiger Woods played Augusta National yesterday, Tuesday, March 29th, which is days before Masters Week. What are we thinking? Is he playing? We're going to know in less than 48 hours. By Friday at 5 Eastern, his decision will be final. Is he going to play the Masters this year?
Yeah.
I say no.
Yeah, it's tough. It's kind of like the popular sentiment out there right now is like, it can't be a pain tolerance thing, because we know Tiger would play through any pain, but does he truly feel like he can compete? Like even when he made his comeback in 2019, like he was still playing good golf for like months or so leading up to that. Like
it seems like he's in that stage right now. Like he's in that stage of like testing the good golf right now, and whether he wants to pull the trigger on a course that he's, you know, the best ever at, or if he wants to, you know, hold off.
The quote that I read today from TW Spot on Instagram, what I've heard from people in South Florida, the actual game itself, the ball speed, club head speed, it's all there. It's all back.
Wow. And Rory said he spoke to him when he was at Augusta, because Rory was just there. Same day Tiger was, and he was like, Tiger pretty much told him he's just here seeing what he's able to do, and they don't know anything yet, and they'll go from there. So I truly think it's undecided, probably just seeing how he feels after the round, after the 18, the shots that he hit off those crazy lies. So we'll probably get some more clarity in the next coming days.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to know by Friday at 5. He has to commit or he's out if he doesn't commit by Friday at 5. So there's
Friday
that
at 5. Big news for Tiger and for Joe.
For golf fans. Yeah, Joe's got something coming up this week too. So we've got a lot to look forward to in that aspect. I know Tiger is, you know, you kind of either love him or hate him. I would say most people probably love him. anything he does is going to get a lot of attention. And this is probably the biggest of it all. Is he going to play the Masters 6 months following the PNC Father-Son Challenge? Actually, more like 5 months, really. So we saw him walking a little bit there. He obviously had the game. I think his game was solid, but did he have the stamina to walk 4 days straight? That's kind of what we're getting an idea of. He had Joey in Florida with him, walking medalist. He did tell Rory that walking medalist and walking Augusta is totally different. But either way, he walked medalist a few times last week with his caddy on bag. And now he was up at Augusta for a quick round with JT and his son, Charlie. We'll see. I mean, I at this point, as much as I want it to happen, I'm trying to be realistic and logical about it. I feel like there's a better chance that he does play than that he does not at this point. I think all this prep work shouldn't be all for nothing. And I do think his game is going to be there. I loved a Hank Haney quote I read. If Tiger can walk, he can win. So we'll see. We're going to know in a couple of days.
I like Hank Haney's, attitude on that. That's all stuff. Tiger comes with that BNC game, bro. He's getting absolutely annihilated.
That's fair enough. But I mean, no one expected him to win in 2019 and he came and did it. He knows the course better than anyone. And I think that has a lot to do with how you fare at Augusta National.
And his putting has to be just absolute nails right now. I mean, that's probably all he's been doing for
short game in general.
Putting in short game. He had that guy come in and fix up his backyard. So it's like Augusta grass and
literally.
He has like a special guy come do that before the Masters. But I think just being like an optimist, even if he doesn't commit to the Masters, I think how close he is and how much he's giving it a try pretty much guarantees he's going to be at St. Andrews for the Open.
Yeah, you would think.
And if his body is going to recover this quickly and he's even having thoughts of, because beforehand at the PNC, we didn't know. He sort of left it up in the air whether he's going to be playing competitive golf like at a high level ever. And to hear that, like, we should be celebrating the fact that we get Tiger Woods for, I mean, granted, no more just catastrophic accidents happen for him. We'll get him, at a high level for what, probably like 6 more years.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be playing. He's going to be around golf as long as he can be, you have to imagine. And I think a big driving factor for him right now is his son. You got to imagine Charlie is egging him on to get back out there, and he loves seeing it. So you never know. He also, I mean, in February at Riviera, which is less than 2 months ago, was saying, I don't know when I'll be back out there. And I think he really wants to do this. He wouldn't be ramping up this much if he didn't really want to get out there. It's a matter of, like you said, Joe, if his game is there and if he feels comfortable on it for, 4 to 6 rounds walking out there at a really tough, hilly course to walk. But we have hit on this before. I wanted to kind of switch gears to, you mentioned Rory being there. And also, well, JT is not in the field at the Valero this week, but Rory is. And he was just at Augusta on Tuesday when he's starting on Thursday in San Antonio, Texas. So it's obviously a quick flight. He could have been in San Antonio by Tuesday night and still have his practice round today. But, I've talked about this before. Do players, and we know Tiger has, do players kind of use the week before a major to use the shot shapes that they're going to be using at the major venue? Like, is Rory going to the Valero trying to play TPC San Antonio, or is he, prepping for the Masters?
No, he's definitely prepping. And that's actually interesting because listening to the podcast with Stevie Williams, when they would practice, every single time they would practice, he would have Tiger hit a 3-wood tee shot as if he was teeing off at 13. Tiger never used driver, and he would always use 3-wood, and he would have him practice just a huge hook tee shot every single time they were at the driving range. So that's not even the week before leading up to the Masters. That's just every single time they practice. And of course, he said he would go out and scout the course and take it back to the range and have them hit specific shots related to how the course was set up. So that's very much practice, especially for someone like Rory or Tiger, who's not chasing like their first couple PGA Tour wins. Like the Masters means everything for them. So especially I think they're all in on that. Yeah, especially Rory.
You got to get that green jacket someday. Maybe it's this year if it's not Tiger, Love to see Rory do it. Obviously, would love to see Spieth get that one back that he lost in 2016. But we have such a stacked field. I mean, who's to say Scotty Scheffler doesn't pick up number 4 right away?
The
Yeah,
field
number 4 and number
deep,
1.
dude. The field is deep.
It is. It's a great field. I mean, Zalatoris, Cameron Smith, all guys that were up around the board last year. Hideki, Sungjae. I mean, this is
Brooks, Scheffler, DJ, like
Brooks
dude,
is playing well right now.
JT.
DJ's coming around. JT is on fire. He's due for a major
JT.
again.
Morikawa, Burns, like dude, the field is out of control.
Matsuyama.
The talent right now of good players, like winning a PGA Tour tournament is as hard as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
100%.
will have a lot to speak on the Masters next week, so I don't want to get so caught up on it right now. I
Sure.
will say
I'm
the
getting
last we're almost there. We've almost made it. Tomorrow is the last day of March, and it officially turns to major season. But the last note on Tiger Woods is today marks 500 days since the last time we've seen him on the PGA Tour, which was the November Masters in 2020. 500 days since Tiger last played on the PGA Tour. Looking forward to his decision on Friday. Really am. But I want to get into the Valero Texas Open. Willie, I know we have a little bit of a time constraint for you. So one thing about the Texas Open is it is the third oldest PGA Tour event when you don't include the majors. I believe the PGA and the US Open are the only majors that are also older. And then you have the Western Open, now known as the BMW Championship, and the Canadian Open as the only other PGA Tour events that are older than the Texas Open. So
No, dude, Colonial's the oldest running PGA Tour event, 73 years, I believe.
73 years at one venue.
Yes.
The Texas Open has been hosted by 8 different courses, but is the longest standing PGA Tour event that's hosted in the same state, I guess I should say, but it's never left the same city. So it's always been in San Antonio. It's been hosted by Brackenridge Park, Willow Springs, Fort Sam Houston, Pecan Valley, Woodlake Country Club, Oak Hills Country Club. Most recently, before TPC San Antonio, La Cantera, which I know Luke has played.
Luke, yeah.
And then some notable Texas winners. We have Ben Hogan, Byron Nelson, Lee Trevino. We've got Jimmy Walker, who resides in Texas. Justin Leonard has won the tournament 3 times. And last year, Jordan Spieth as another notable. It's also the 100th year anniversary of the Texas Open this year. So that's another pretty special fact. But this is going to be a fun tournament. I thought one thing that was very interesting is that the course, TPC San Antonio Oaks course, was designed by none other than Greg Norman. So a lot of interesting. Oh, there's the shark right there. Wow, it's like almost like you knew.
Ironic.
Interesting developments around Greg Norman we spoke about last time. But yeah, the Oaks course also a little bit. Sergio Garcia lent some notes to Greg Norman as they were building the course. I don't even know if Sergio's in the field this week, but if anyone wants to use their 3rd pick on Sergio, it might be a good idea. We'll see. But if you guys don't have any other notes about the Texas Open, let's jump right in. We got G starting first, unless anyone has anything to add.
I'm good. Let's do it.
I don't know too much about it. Don't know too much about the course.
It's only been played there since 2010. So, I guess that's 12 years going on 13, but it's a fun course. There's a couple quirky holes. I can't name anything off the top of my head, but some rock walls in front of greens that if you come up short, you're getting bad bounces. A beautiful clubhouse behind the 18th and probably the 9th and 10th and 1st. But yeah, this is a fun tournament, especially now that it's leading right into the good old Masters. So let's get right into the picks. G is going to start at the top with Rory McIlroy.
Wow, no surprise. Very much odds on favorite. What's the order? Who's second? Who's third? Am I third?
We've got G, Willie, Joe, and D. So you are indeed second.
Oh, so I'm up. All right, interesting. I'm gonna go with my boy Abe Answer.
Wow. Wow.
I think he lives in San Antonio.
He does.
Yeah, dude.
Did you listen to No Laying Up? He doesn't spend a lot of time there.
No, he doesn't spend a lot of time there. He's been playing okay. I know he stomped Morikawa at the match play, but I don't know, just something about sleeping in your own bed, playing near your house.
That's very
that hurts. That was one I was really hoping to get. I'm gonna go with my man CC Corey Connors.
Connors playing well
Past
right now.
champ. Played pretty good at match play.
Pretty good. Third.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
that's pretty good.
Definitely pretty good. All right,
I'm
D coming off the win.
Coming off the win at the match
he's
play,
on.
I'm going to take the defending champion. I'm kind of on a streak of defending champions, but I'm going Jordan Spieth. That's my guy. I think he needs to find a groove before the Masters, and I'm really looking for that to happen. Jordan Spieth, my number one pick.
Boom.
Yeah, no surprise there. I mean, he's your boy.
So then G would be Chris Kirk by his rankings here.
Hey, Chris Kirk's not bad. Not a bad play at all.
He's playing well. He's got some pretty short odds on Vegas. I think I'd fade that if we were factoring in odds, but just straight up picks. Pretty good guy to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going. Oh wait.
Wait, it's me. I'm going with my boy Mav McNeely.
Wow.
Nice.
Just seems like he's really turning it on. I mean, was the last man in the field at the match play because of Sam Burns backing out. But just seems like he plays well whenever he's in the field.
I like that. I'm down for that. I'm gonna go. It's well known. I'm a big Aussie guy. Cam Smith's not on the field, so I'll go with my backup, Jay Day.
Jason Day.
Oh.
Jason Day.
He's been playing well. I'm about that pick. I think I took him top 20.
I'm gonna go a route that I don't even really agree with, but I want to see him do well. I'm pulling for him to come back from his injury. Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh,
man, he does not look like he is in form right now. Let's just say that.
He needs to get to it before his par 67 at Augusta.
Well, he's got a broken hamate bone and like a torn hip that he said surgery is still potentially on the table. So I'm not sure exactly what's up with him.
Back to the top for Mr. G, looking like the Canuck Adam Hadwin. Interesting. I don't think he's been picked for us in a long, long time, but
no, that's a high power ranking for him, but he has been playing solid.
No doubt.
T9 at Sawgrass and T7 at Copperhead, T23 here last year. So yeah, not bad. We'll see. Adam Hadwin.
Crazy. I'm gonna go with Charlie Hoffman.
I like that pick.
Just saw some stat that he's like far and away the craziest. Like he has like the lowest score relative to par out of anybody in the last certain amount of years or so, literally by like 30 strokes. And
wow.
I don't think he's in the Masters field, so this would be his last opportunity to get in there.
Charlie Hoffman's not in the Masters. I mean, that's like guaranteed top 10 after round one every year.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think he was in a similar situation last year or something when he wasn't in the Masters field and literally went like -7 or -8 here first round. So looking for more of that out of him.
Oh yeah, I am rolling with Patton. I don't know, Kazire.
Wow.
Kazire.
Yeah, Patton. That's definitely out of left field there, but I'm about those kind of picks.
Yeah, we'll see. He'll go low the first day, and I'll get out to a hot start. Then he'll, ice off.
Well, the final pick for this event, I'm going to go with Ryan Palmer. He's also a Texan. He's enjoyed some comfort at TPC San Antonio. I probably would have went with Charlie Hoffman, knowing that he needs that Masters card, but also he's definitely been well at TPC San Antonio last year. He battled it out with Spieth till the end. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Will Dog, thank you for getting those picks in with us.
Hey.
Enjoy your time in Cabo.
Yep, I'll be back.
No doubt. Tell Max I say what's good.
I will.
Sweet.
Well, Joe, we see the flag behind you. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Happy
birthday for those who missed it last week, 323. Yeah. Happy birthday, Mr. Joe.
Thank you, D. Yes, was super lucky to be able to have Pops in town, and we were, able to get a reciprocal guest to Colonial Country Club. G and I and Big Joe got out there, and that place is just a museum. It's so cool. We got a meet. We got there, real early, probably 7 in the morning, right on the dot, and the sun was coming up, and there's just the white gates are open, and there's Ben Hogan statue just rising over the sun, and we go down, and lo and behold, Scotty Clark is right there. Shout out to the No Laying Up guys. And he just gave us just, the coolest interview, like the coolest layout of everything, all the history, and breakfast was on them, and all of these super cool things. The head pro brought us to the back range and was giving us tips like, hey, you're gonna need this shot, work on this shot, on this hole, do this. And it was just awesome. He laid out our balls in the bunker and told us to try and hit them high bunkers because the greens are going to be rolling out. It was just super fun. I was able to shoot a solid 39 on the front, and
wow,
the back nine ate me up a little bit. Finished with the 84, and G and Big Joe didn't have their best stuff that day, but it was all about the experience and being there just amongst the legends.
100%. And I mean, it sounds like Scotty Clark and whoever else was around was walking you through it all, getting you acquainted with the facility and the course and the history. And that one mention you had about having him throw a couple balls in the sand and hitting the high balls out of the sand to get used to it. I mean, what kind of hospitality do you get like that anywhere? That's just incredible.
It was really cool. They make you feel the presence of everyone that's played there. All of the winning players have a club that's donated, and they're in these glass cases that surround the men's locker room. And I told the head pro I'm really big into Toulon putters, the premier line of Odyssey, and he really enthusiastically brought me over to Kevin Na, who plays the Toulon putter, and he's like, oh, here, look, he donated this putter. And it was really cool. All the drinks were on them, and it was just a special time.
What a time. Yeah, I've only heard about that at TVC Sawgrass, where a player will donate a club. So that's cool that Colonial has that as well. It's some really good clubs and names in that champions locker room, I'm sure. I mean,
Kokrak has a big sign in the men's locker room for being the current champion.
Oh, there we go. Took it from Spieth. Yeah. That could have been another win for Spieth, but happy for Kokrak. I think that was his second win on tour, so that was a big one for him to get.
Yeah.
And then you have the whole Champions Wall too.
Yeah. It was, the Champions Wall was really fun. Tee off right in front of it, and super cool.
I want to ask one question that we talked about before you guys had gone down there. It's mentioned that a straight ball will get you in trouble, and that Ben Hogan's shot shaping ability was why it became known as Hogan's Alley. What happened with you guys out there? Was it shot shaping? Was it straight balls? How did you guys do and manage that?
So Hogan's Alley, starts on 3 with this tough dogleg left par 4. And I can only really, recall, actually, I'm trying to think. Big Joe hit a great drive, just right of the bunkers. But, if that straight ball it did get him in trouble because he had 220, left into a par 4 because it's such a exaggerated
sharp turn. Yeah.
And the greens are so small. Every green has 4 bunkers around it, and it's just gnarly. But me, I tried to get a little aggressive. I tried to hit a high ball over the left trees and managed to hit one square, and it kicked into the very Neil-esque. It kicked into the driving range, and I had to go. I hit 5 wood, and I had a good 5 wood, and got up and down for a bogey, and up and that would be for par 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, I got a bogey. And then I'm trying to think. There's a long par 4 that's next, and I hit a good 4-iron. Is about 215. Hit it nice, a little off the green, chipped up, rolled a nice putt, and then the official Hogan's Alley, where there's a plaque, is a tough dogleg right, water all along the right side, dead. Little tree alleyway on your left hand side, which is technically Hogan's Alley, where the big plaque is, where he got up and down or something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but all in all, yeah, a straight shot, you got to have a little fade to it, or there's only a couple holes where you absolutely have to draw it, but yeah, a little fade. The bunkers are just pure. The pro, made a bet with us when we were in the bunkers. He goes, I'll buy everybody lunch and something from the pro shop if you guys don't hit a bunker. And we were like, oh, okay, like, totally thinking that's like a possibility. And, very first hole, Garrett and I are both in fairway bunkers from 114 yards out. And we're like, oh, okay, the worst shot in golf. Like,
There you go. Right away on the first hole. Open up.
Yeah. Sandy par for me, though, on the first hole. It was great. We were playing dots with junk. Got 2 dots on that one. And
Sandy par, absolutely.
Sandy par.
It's a great way to start the birthday round. And something nice about a private club driving range. You're lucky to find your ball, and public course, maybe not. They're not picking that as much, but
yeah, they're hitting yellow balls out there, so it made it real easy.
Oh, there you go. Even better.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be special for you guys for a long time when you get to watch the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial every year and see what the pros are doing. And anytime you get to play a PGA Tour course, experiences we've had with you've played Chambers up in Seattle yet or no?
No, I haven't played it.
We've got to lock that one in, but like a Torrey Pines or a Bay Hill, and being at
that
a
was
course
my first
where
PGA Tour course.
the Colonial was.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's even sweeter because you will remember that for a long time. And watching the Charles Schwab Challenge is going to be so fun. I'm excited to watch it, just knowing what you guys know out there now.
Yeah,
talking with you guys about it.
Any pro that doesn't birdie the 9th hole, I guess I was better than them that day.
Yeah, hey, your swing was better that day, and not to bring Trump into this too much, but did you hear his comment about him making his hole-in-one this past week?
I saw it. Yes, with Ernie and Ken Duke.
Exactly.
What a pairing, man. That's wild.
I just love that he said, on that one particular swing, it was better than those guys, but never.
Oh, that's funny.
So on that one hole, you were better than the pros for one day at least.
Anyone that makes par there. And we played the back tees, we didn't play the blacks, but we made a mistake. We should have played the member tees, which were the gold tees. And, me and Garrett, being, the back tee stooges, we wanted to play the blues, but the blues always shared the back tees. It was
on the same box,
4 yards of a difference. It was like, we should have played one tee box up, but.
And if you watch the tournament, they don't play the tips every single round, every single hole. They move it around. So in my opinion, playing the blues or the blacks is not always a big difference. And, combos are usually a good idea because that's probably more so like what the pros see over 4 rounds.
Yeah.
If the pros played the tips 4 days in a row, it's going to be, they're going to be shooting 30 under because they just get so used to it by Saturday and Sunday. But
that's so true.
Especially on par threes, they got to move it around, and moving the pin and the tee box around a little bit. But, you guys played a very legit round at a professional venue, and that's just incredible and awesome. And I'm so excited that you guys got to get down there and do that.
I know we missed you out there for sure.
Well, we're going to get more chances, maybe not Colonial, maybe, you never know, but there will be, like I said, Chambers Bay, maybe later this year. And, we're going to find our times to get on those courses, and we're going to eat it up, and we're going to be playing golf together for a long, long time. So I'm excited for each and every one.
Love that. Awesome.
Well, great stuff. Happy birthday again. Looking forward to this Valero Texas Open. I know we're getting this one out a little bit late, but our picks are in. We've got 3 each, and really excited for this one to go, because by the time we're seeing the cut line come together on Friday afternoon, we will know if Tiger Woods is going to be playing at Augusta this year for the 2022 Masters.
Wow.
And we are 1 week away from Augusta National. Let's go. Couldn't be more fun.
Let's go. Could not be. That is so cool.
All right, Mr. Joe. Good stuff.
All righty, D.
We'll see you guys next time.